Last season, 21 goals. Will it be Valeri? Yes, it will. There's the shot!
Urruti checks in, wants it, looked like a ball advantage given. Urruti with the shot, yes!
Schweinsteiger. Long hit! There it is! Kevin Ellis!
Kicky! Alright. Hey everybody, welcome to our second installment of Cox and Bry Talk Kicky.
Yes,
We're
sir.
going to be covering week 10 of the MLS. We're going to cover all the games and goals and everything you could possibly want to see and hear. But real quick, if you just want to watch the replays, highlights, and goals of the game that you care about, we've got timestamps for you, so you don't have to be a slave to our 30 to 40 whatever minute video unless you want to be.
Yeah, and if you want to jump right into discussion as well, all those links are going to be in the description. Just go down there, click on the link you want, jump to that timestamp, catch whatever game you want. Also, for anybody,
overview, what's the show about?
Yeah, so for anybody that's brand new, just let you know this is about mainly just discussion in the league from people like us who don't know.
I don't know.
Bryson is just a complete.
This is really
amateur.
hard for me. Just what should I do?
Absolute amateur. Just nice and easy. Set them on the table. Nice where I can see them. Where I can see them. Thank you.
Okay.
We just talk about different things that are happening in the league, transfers and news. We want to learn about the managers. We'll take pictures of the tifas and things like that. Wow.
What?
Really struggling over
I
there.
didn't even notice.
But we'll just talk about the different things in the league. We're trying to learn names and managers just like you guys, and learn about the conferences, the tables, the standings, and just spread knowledge about the league and community engagement. So we're going to have our links at the end, and they're in the description as well. But hit us up on Twitter, follow us, tweet us, and subscribe, like, comment on this video, and let's get involved. Send us some questions we can answer. So with that being said, let's hop right into the highlights real quick. Bryson, you want to handle the Eastern Conference first?
All right. Let's bang these out.
Let's do it, man.
Bang them right out.
Bang them.
All right. First game of the week, Friday night. May the 4th be with us all.
Star Wars Day, baby.
If you don't like Star Wars or haven't watched it, just stop watching this right now. Get off.
We'll wait.
All right, now that all the cool people are still here, let's move on. First game of the week on Friday, Toronto against Philadelphia. We'll see if Toronto can get it together, and we'll see if Philadelphia can put some goals on board. They've only got 5 on the season.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto's missing Josie Altidore, so we've got Giovinco playing up top in his normal position.
Yep.
Let's go. 28th minute. Giovinco pass to Hasler, puts in a low cross into the box, and Victor Vasquez with a tidy finish, putting Toronto up to 1-0. Strong start. Going on to the second half, 65th minute, Giovinco involved again, no surprise there. Slices and dices on the left side of the box, puts it into the far post. Blake gets a touch on it, but not enough to keep Giovinco out of the net. That's Toronto 2-0. The substitute, Jake Chapman, comes in at the 89th minute, gets a through ball from Hamilton and finishes it just outside of the box. Well done for Jake Chapman, super sub. That's Toronto 3-0 over Philly. Philly couldn't put in any goals that they really needed, so they're still sitting at 5 on the season. And Toronto looks like they're starting to get it together after a poor campaign in the MLS so far and a failure in the CONCACAF Champions League final.
Yep. Victor Vasquez, 2 goals in 2 games.
Yeah.
Big piece for them, I think, on their way up.
Keep an eye on him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Next game, Montreal against New England. Pretty even for the first half until Anthony Jackson Hamill gets a through ball from Chiatti and Meg's the keeper. We love a good Meg goal around here, don't we?
Good old Meggers.
Not too long into the second half, 52nd minute, Chiatti again slides the ball over to Jackson, same connection as before, and he passes it into an empty net after Chiatti draws out the keeper. 13 minutes later, 65th minute, Chiatti again through ball to Edwards, similar to the last goal, just slides it right over, and Edwards puts in a cool finish. Not 3 minutes later, Chiatti caps off his 3 assists with a goal. He gets a long ball, wins it in the box, and beautiful finish. Well done, Chiatti. Have yourself a day. 3 assists and a goal.
Tip my hat to you.
Montreal are up 4-0 at this point, but New England are not going to be shut out as a corner is converted by Zahibo's header in the 78th minute. And then Zahibo does it again in the 86th minute, collecting the ball after a set piece. Ball bounced around in the box and puts it in the back of the net, no problem. That game will end 4-2 for Montreal. Next game, most anticipated game probably, is the New York Derby. Starting off nice and swiftly, second minute, Kaku finishes after Johnson denies Bradley Wright Phillips. Not even 2 minutes later, Florian Velo finishes another goal for the New York Red Bulls after a deflected shot. And New York Red Bulls surprisingly up 2-0 in just 4 minutes. We knew this was going to be a good game. We did not see this start coming for the Red Bulls, being up 2-0 less than 5 minutes in. 35th minute comes around. Kaku puts in a cross for Bradley Wright Phillips, and finished by him with a lovely back post header. New York Red Bulls are up 3-0 now, looking a little more unlikely for New York City to come back, not showing many signs of life.
Looking tough.
Fast forward to the 79th minute, just a lot of back and forth between the two teams, and Derek Etienne Jr. takes advantage of a poor defense, couldn't get it cleared out, and rounds the keeper, passes it into the net, caps off a 4-0 win for the Red Bulls. Wow.
Did not expect that.
Wow.
That was a bit of a crazy
Didn't
one.
expect it at all.
Man, BWP.
Yeah, anything can happen in a derby, am I right?
Yeah, what is that? 10 goals for BWP against
Yeah.
NYCFC. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy, unheard of. He's a bit of a kryptonite for them, and wow, big win for them. Huge win for New York Red Bulls.
All right, moving right along, we're making good time. Next game, a big one, Atlanta against Chicago in Chi-Town. First half, back and forth, got the fans on the edge of their seats. Nothing super crazy happens until the 53rd minute. Miguel Almiron wins the ball, bursts into space as he always does. Through ball and an easy finish for Barco's first goal of the season.
Huge goal for him.
Well done, Barco. $15 million man finally on the score sheet for Atlanta United. Let's keep an eye on that young man.
Some would call it a $15 million goal.
Absolutely. Just 4 minutes later, Greg Garza with a through ball. Looked like Magny could have been offsides, but didn't get called back, and he just passes it right over for Josef for a cool finish for his 7th goal of the season, leading the MLS. Week in and week out, baby.
A lot of goals.
Atlanta up 2-0 after 57 minutes of play. Come around to the 61st minute, pretty quick turnaround for Chicago as Kevin Ellis with a beautiful half volley at the top of the box after Bastian Schweinsteiger heads it back into play off the baseline.
What a banger.
Well, yeah, great half volley, beautiful goal, but that wasn't enough for Chicago as that game ends 2-1 for Atlanta, who are now at the top of the Eastern Conference with a goal at hand. So
game at hand.
Or sorry, with a game at hand. I misspoke. It's almost like I'm not a professional. Yeah, yeah.
Guzan, I thought, had an incredible game. Good showing from them. Took them a little while to get going, but I thought Guzan had a really good game for them.
Yeah, well done up for Atlanta all around. Next game up, Orlando, another contender of the Eastern Conference against a Western Conference foe in Real Salt Lake. I would just like to say before we get into this, Real Salt Lake dominated a lot in this game, had a lot of chances, and could have easily scored 4 goals. They did not do so. But they did score a goal in the 13th minute to open up the scoring with Corey Barry. He gets on the end of the through ball, finishes it with a cheeky little chip over the keeper. Nice goal for Corey Barry. Not much action again until the 61st minute when Orlando ties up the game. When Sasha Koleshin cuts back, crosses it into Don Dwyer, and he heads it in to tie the game 1-1. 3 minutes later, Orlando will take the lead when Lamine Sani rises up over the defender and heads in a corner kick for Orlando. They're up 2-1. Fast forward 78th minute, Don Dwyer's shot is saved, and Yoshima Yotun with a low blast into the back of the net sealed a comeback win for Orlando. They take that game 3-1. Like I said, could have easily been different if Real Salt Lake had converted any of their chances. If you check out the highlights, the full game highlights, they had plenty of chances, hit the post several times. Unlucky for Real Salt Lake. They showed signs of life, but couldn't get it done against Orlando, who's looking strong this season.
Can I just say that Yoshima Yotun, what a name. Best name in the league right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Good old Yoshi.
Yeah,
we
man.
ended on a Yoshi picture at that point.
I could see what I could do. 6 wins in a row there for Orlando City. 6 wins in a row.
Yeah,
Riding the
that's
heater.
impressive.
Looking really good.
We'll keep an eye on him.
1 point back.
challenge Atlanta at the top of the Eastern Conference, right up there with New York City FC.
1 point back of New York City FC, and also with a game at hand. So really, they could be easily.
And Don Dwyer looking hot too. 5 goals in 5 games. Am I right?
Real good. Real good. Yep.
So that wraps it up for the Eastern Conference.
Hot wife there too.
Oh,
gorgeous.
I think I would be banging in 5 goals in 5 games if she was my wife.
You're gonna have to do something to impress her.
Well done there, Mr. Dwyer.
I mean, she bangs in goals of her own, so you're gonna have to be impressive for real.
Power couple for sure.
Yeah.
That wraps it up for the Eastern Conference games. How about Western Conference, Cox? What happened?
Yeah, let's hop into it, man. The first game on Saturday for the Western Conference was Minnesota versus Vancouver, and in the 8th minute with 2 huge saves, both in the 8th minute. One against Blondell, a finger save, and just a little while later on the same save that went out of bounds off the corner kick, Kendall Waston just plays a great header down. Shuttleworth just gets a hand on it, keeps it right off the line. In the 50th minute, Mason Toy of Minnesota is shown a red for a vicious elbow in the box against Waston. Waston sells it a little bit, but it's a clear, heavy elbow, and I think it was a good send-off. You would assume playing a man down would have been hopeless for Minnesota after that, but Miguel Ibarra received a great back post ball from Gomez and would not be denied on the putback in the 60th minute. And Minnesota parked the bus after that and just sat on that 1 goal, sat back, and they were able to pick up 3 points for a short-sighted Loons victory. Man of the match for me, Bobby Shuttleworth, for sure. Huge save. Did you see that curl from Breck Shea on the back post? Unbelievable save.
But not enough. Yeah, you're still bad.
Still bad, but what a save from Shuttleworth. Big win for Minnesota, and they take it 1-0 and get 3 points. On to the next game, LAFC versus FC Dallas. In the 9th minute, LA's Diego Rossi played a beautiful ball through to a streaking Steven Bayshore, who calmly slotted it into the bottom corner. Diego Rossi, what a play there in the midfield for LAFC, and staying hot that team. I think that's Bayshore's first goal of the year, but he's been playing well for the team. Maxi Urruti of FC Dallas was all over the field trying to create chances for Dallas, and in the 55th minute, he finally got the space he needed, man. Absolute screamer from about 22 yards out, put it top corner, off to the side, out of the keeper's hands, and it's 1-1.
That's the type of shit we like to see around here, am I right?
Beautiful goal, up for goal of the week for sure. Man, in my eyes, Carlos Vela had the best chance in the game in stoppage time when Ziegler fell down in front of him in the box. Carlos Vela had a wide open shot but couldn't put it away, and the score ends at 1-1. Both teams pick up a point. Tough game. Lee Wynn coming over in transfer, playing a couple minutes, or starting actually for LA, and I thought he played pretty well. Not a whole lot to show, but he didn't do poorly, so he held his own in there.
As expected.
Yeah.
He's didn't expect him to come in and be a star.
Yeah, but I thought he did good with a good, young, fast midfield there. I thought he held his own pretty well.
Good addition for sure.
Yeah. Next game coming up was Seattle versus Columbus. In the 15th minute, early on, a red card by Pedro Santos of Columbus, who just, it was a very dangerous high kick, studs up right to this guy's face. They had to go to VAR to call it, but I think it was a justifiable red card. And, man, things were looking bleak for Columbus early on. That was 15 minutes in. They held their own, though, and somehow we're still finding a lot of space. Federico Higuain was ripping the midfield apart with beautiful
What a
passes.
player, by the way.
He's
week in, week out,
unreal.
all season. Carried Columbus into the playoffs.
I mean, he's right up there with Piatti and Valeri, just running the midfield, looking beautiful.
Playmaker, winning balls, putting in key passes. Great shift every week.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely to watch.
Zardes had a couple opportunities, couldn't put him away. He's,
Still bad.
Yeah, not the best. Dempsey
He's
was
right down there with Brett Shea for me.
Dempsey was denied from about 6 yards away by goalkeeper Zach Steffen. Around
Zach Steffen, you say?
Yes. Near the end of the game there, man, surely would have been the winner if he had put it in. Clint Dempsey still doesn't have a goal in the year. A short-sided Columbus team. Good defense, great goalkeeping from
Thanks
Steffen.
a lot, Clint Dempsey, for a World Cup failure.
Still in a bit of a slump.
We're not salty.
Not at all. Not salty. Not even a little bit.
We're fine. It's
No.
fine. We're fine.
No. Salt. What's salt? Never been salty in my life.
Don't know.
That game ends at 0-0. Good defense from Columbus. They kind of, they didn't completely sit back, park the bus. They were pressuring, trying to do their best, a man down. But both teams get a point. For me, the biggest issue, Seattle needs some offense. I don't know where it's going to come from. Nicholas Ladero being out in that game, he was a last-minute scratch. That was tough for the team. You could tell they needed some more creativity in the midfield there. They were lacking some speed. I mean, I feel like the passing was kind of slow.
It's alarming for me that Seattle can't get the job done. I get that they're missing Jordan Morris. I get that they're missing Ladero, but it's alarming whenever you have both of the Roldans and Clint Dempsey, and you still can't get the job done.
Hopefully they make a move
You know,
in the second transfer window, and they need to pick up some speed.
Something's got to change because they've got too many tools, too many players at their disposal for them to be playing the way that they are and performing the way that they are. So, but it's early in the season, a lot of games left to play. So hopefully they can turn it around.
Still time. They just need to make some form of a transfer.
Absolutely.
I think. On to the next one: Houston versus LA Galaxy. Man, this was a huge, fun game to watch. Big game for me. I thought this was game of the week possibly. Houston scored early, man. 2 minutes in, Romel Kyoto played a beautiful free kick over the top to the back post to Fowenmayer. Neatly finished into the far side of the net.
Let's rewind real quick. What was that name?
Fowenmayer.
That's one to jot down. Fowenmayer.
Tough one. Don't try and spell
How
it.
else could you possibly pronounce it if you did?
Like
Fowenmayer?
Fowenmayer? Oscar Mayer?
Oscar Mayer.
Yeah. I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. Something. Cause if I was an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me. Yeah. Fowenmayer. Nice. Yes. That was
Fowenmayer. Yeah.
So enough of that. LA.
Completely
Wow.
ridiculous.
Jeez. If you're still here after that, LA finally answered back in the 39th minute when Dos Santos tapped in a rebound from Zlatan, a shot right to the keeper, but he couldn't make the immediate save. He had to push it, and Dos Santos taps it in. Easy finish. It's 1-1 at half. Early in the second half, Romel Kyoto again over the set piece. It takes a deflection off of an LA defender, and he goes in. Good rip, just giving it a chance, and it goes in for him. Houston's up again early in the second half. It would take LA until the 85th minute to answer back. And Dos Santos played a great ball to Ola Kamara, finished back post. Good finish.
Ola Kamara, solid.
Really looking good. He moved well off the ball for this to get the right spot, and it was a good finish. But man, Houston wanted all the points. And a ball bouncing around and off the post was headed in by Memo Rodriguez in the 90th minute. And Houston did what they wanted to do.
Never say die.
Took all the points.
Real quick before we move on to the next game, no Zlatan on the score sheet. Should we be alarmed?
It's tough to say if we should be alarmed. He needs some pieces around him. I feel like Ola Kamara is a good one up there, but a link in between the two would be nice. Dos Santos, he had a pretty good game today, but he hasn't looked that good in recent. A bit overrated.
Most overrated player in the MLS.
Yeah.
Players, so.
Tough to say. They could use one more piece in there. I'd like to see them get somebody in the transfer
Yeah,
window.
it's a tough adaptation for him to make. I think he set that standard really high in week one with those 2 goals.
Yeah.
And got the fans really excited. And now that 2 weeks have gone by and he hasn't gotten on the score sheet, I think people are alarmed, but don't worry, it's okay. He's going to be back soon. A lot of games left to play. Just give him a second.
Would you give him a second?
Just give him a second.
Okay.
Much different game over here in the States, so he'll be back. Don't worry.
I think he's going to settle in nicely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Next game that was on Saturday, Sporting Kansas City versus Colorado. I think a lot of people going into this kind of anticipate the result here, but I thought Colorado put up a decent fight. They've got a great goalkeeper there. They always got a chance. The young man, Dominic Baji up front, can always score. He's got a lot of goals already this season. But let's get into it. In the 16th minute, great build-up by Kansas City. The ball is headed off the post by Kiri Shelton and then finished into the top netting by Daniel Salau. Great finish, good movement from the team, and they deserve to go on the opportunity for sure. Tim Howard, man, he really kept it close. This could have easily been 4-0. One good Colorado opportunity in the match from Baji. He could have tied it up, but missed it wide. And man, the young Senegalese man making opportunities, but this one was one he really could have used to get his team a point. They didn't really deserve. Could have easily been a bit of a blowout here. But it finishes at 1-0. SKC get the points they need, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, like I said, good showing from Howard, back from his 1-game suspension after serving for a red card. So it's good to see him play well. Well done, Timmy.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you, Timmy. Last game for the Western Conference for the day, San Jose versus Portland. Man, nail-biter from beginning to end. Both teams going back and forth a bit. Plenty of good opportunities throughout. A very even match, but Portland just barely edging out San Jose in the 88th minute. Diego Valeri, sick free kick, top right corner. No, not at all. Absolute El Maestro coming in, beautiful finish. I mean, beautiful, just absolutely.
Picture perfect into a game. Sent Portland into a frenzy.
And San Jose.
Awesome. It's a beautiful game. That's why we love it. That's why we watch it.
That's what we want. Thank you, Valeri. We wanted to see a goal, and you get it to us. So thank you for that.
Clear man of the match.
Definitely.
Just same as Federico Higuain, same class, playmaker.
Piatti, all those guys right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tough for San Jose. They could really use some points coming up there. They're running near the bottom of the table there. It's been tough for them.
They've had a tough run, but it's too early to call it quits for anybody, even poor little Philadelphia. So we'll see what happens the rest of the season.
So, yeah, San Jose right there at the bottom of the table, 5 points, right there next to Seattle at the bottom of the league. Toronto maybe moving up a little bit. That was a good win for them. Atlanta sits at the top of the East. LAFC up there just behind Kansas City.
Yeah.
Starting to shape up a little bit.
Absolutely. So does that wrap it up for the Western Conference games this weekend?
Yes, it does.
All right, cool. Well, I think with that, we can move on to our touches of the week.
Yeah.
I've got 3. You can add in whatever you want. My first one is Toronto turning it around, ? Yes, they did win 3-0. They did look good, but it was against Philadelphia, who have only scored 5 goals this season, have led in countless.
Yes.
So, yes, they did look good. Yes, they could be turning it around, but
wouldn't get on the hype train.
don't get too excited because it is just Philadelphia. So cool your jets a little bit on that, Toronto fans. But I am hoping for you. Alexi Lalas did agree they were looking good that night. Sent us a little tweet.
Yeah, pretty cool. Had a little engagement with some of the other fans as well.
So you can check that out on our Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Second touch of the week, New York City FC.
Ouch.
It was a New York Derby. We know anything can happen in Derby matches, but I did not see a 4-0 win coming for the Red Bulls, and that really helps out Atlanta United at the top of the Eastern Conference with a game at hand. But, you know, even with that loss, New York City FC is still a strong side. We're probably going to bounce back next week. Them, Orlando City, and Atlanta United will be up at the top of the table come the end of the season, battling it out.
Yeah, Atlanta at 22, NYC at 20 points, and Orlando at 19 points, all sitting right there tight. Like you said, NYC has that game advantage over the two of them. So Atlanta with 2 points plus a game, and Orlando 1 point back, but also plus a game. Looking like the top 2 possibly.
It'll be fun to see. Third thing for me, Philadelphia. Goodness gracious, figure something out.
Got to do something.
You have to.
Come on.
If they don't turn it around in the next game or two,
dude, do it for the Liberty Bell. Come on. Do it for Ben Franklin.
Too late for them. But here's hoping. Let's get the manager in there, change up the formation.
Gonna have to figure out something.
Bring up a youngster that could light a spark. I don't know, something.
Elsinho looking slow on the outside. Bedoya can't do it by himself.
Boyle had a good showing this week, but yeah, no one else around him.
Need some speed in that midfield. Yeah.
So figure something out for all of us, Philadelphia.
Yeah. What about for this week's games? What are you looking forward to? What big games you got coming up that you're looking for me?
Obviously, we want to keep track of our people at the top of the tables. Atlanta United's game, New York City FC's game. Atlanta United is playing Sporting Kansas City at the top of the table in the West, so that'll be a really fun matchup to see. 7:30 p.m. on the 9th. Definitely tune in for that one. That's going to be fun for anybody to watch.
A lot of Wednesday night games this week, so be paying attention.
You will see some goals, I guarantee you that.
I know we've been looking forward to the weekends, but the games are coming on Wednesday this week. It's an early birthday present. So
another fun one to watch, Toronto FC against Seattle. Will Toronto stay on the uptick?
MLS Cup rematch.
Turn it around? I don't know.
Always fun to see an MLS
Josie
Cup
Osborne's
rematch.
still going to be out, so they'll be missing him. But we'll see what happens in that game as well. What other games are you keeping an eye on?
Man, I think those are the 2 big ones. I like to see if Orlando can keep this winning streak alive. They've got 6 in a row. Let's see if they can go for 7. It's always a good one to look out for. But those 2 are the big ones for me that you mentioned before.
Cool. Yeah. I agree with all of those things that you have been saying.
Yes.
So that wraps it up for my touches of the week. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, I don't think so. I think we can get into the transfer news.
Transfers, yeah, that is a new segment we added just for this week because the transfer window was closing. We had an active day on Tuesday, so that was deadline day. A couple of signings we'll talk about here in a second, and the next window won't open up until
July 10th? Yeah.
Through August 8th is the next window. So we'll see if anybody can impress during the World Cup or any summer friendlies and make some moves.
Yeah, usually that secondary window is huge for international movement, so hopefully we can get some international blood in here.
A big one we saw before in the past was when DeAndre Yedlin had an incredible showing for the U.S. at the World Cup and made a move from Seattle to Tottenham. So dreams do come true, folks.
Could be some movement for sure.
Too bad that won't be happening for the U.S. this year because we're not in the World Cup. So we're not salty, though.
Still not salty. Don't know what that is.
As far as transfers on this deadline day, though, it seemed like a lot of work, and we just didn't want to do that. So we kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Outsourced? Yeah, light bulb.
Yes.
Edit that in later. We outsourced it to a friend of ours, realtor friend. So we're going to give him a call and see who he's been helping out with moves.
Yeah, I've got him on hold right here. We'll just bring him in.
Nick, you're on. You're looking great. What's up?
What you got for us this week, man?
Hey, thanks guys. It's towards the end of my busy season right now, and I just helped Adama Diomande move into his new place out in LA, coming over from the UK. Also going to LA, I helped my buddy Lee Wen. He's coming over from New England. We were talking the other day, he said the balls were just too deflated to kick around up there, decided to make the move out west. I think it's going to be a great place for him. Also, coming around the corner, I got Eric Miller. Just helped him find a new place in St. Paul, Minnesota. He's moving from Colorado. And last but not least, Sam Nicholson actually ended up buying Eric Miller's place in Denver, and he'll be moving in next week. So that's all I got for you guys today, and take care.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Nick. So yeah, big news. 2 guys coming into LA, Lee Win and Diomande. Do you think they're going to make a big splash? Do you think they're a big part of that?
I think they are big news transfers just because, like, Lee Win was with New England for so long, but I don't think he's going to make a huge impact on the field for LAFC. They've got most of their main players already part of the team, but I think he will be a good addition. It's just, it was big news because
he's been around a long time. He's a known name. Yeah.
Diomande, though,
that could be
that could turn out like as a good sign for LAFC. He's coming from Hull City. Any player from the English Premier League, from a top of the table team to a bottom or middle of the table team, is a good addition because it's a good league over there. So he's gonna bring in some quality, hopefully, to the attack. They're already a potent attack.
Right. Anything else? I think Miller could make a little bit of a move, maybe. Miller with that little small-sided trade between Minnesota and Colorado. They could get some minutes, but I don't think that's as big as the Diomande one.
No huge blockbusters on this deadline day, so...
I think a lot of that has to do with players wanting to play for their clubs. World Cup coming up. A lot of people during a World Cup year try not to do a transfer before that. They like to stick where they are and have that opportunity to go and practice with their nation and get ready for the World Cup. So I think that second window is what you guys need to watch out for. Be ready for that second window when it opens up July 10th. Remember, there's no transfers until then. So teams are staying where they're at until July 10th.
Good. So I think that about covers it for transfers. One more thing I did want to touch on before we close out this week on Cox and Bry Talk. Kicky, name drop. VAR.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think about that. Just give us all of your input. What do you like? What do you don't like? Do you agree with it?
Yeah. What do I like about VAR? I do like VAR as far as, it's brought back some red cards that I felt were unjustified. It's brought back some tough offsides that I thought were pretty obvious. That's a couple were missed. The part that I don't like about the VAR is I feel like some refs are using it as almost like a scapegoat. You see some very early reds come out that are kind of, suspect, and
they're jumping the gun because they know they have a safety net.
They've got a voice in their ear saying,
which I guess works.
I guess, but you should just call the game the way you call the game, no matter what. Right. And I feel like some of them are pulling out the red and saying, "Well, if I'm wrong, they'll tell me in a second. I'll go take a look." I don't like that they have the video on the sideline for the head ref to go take a look at. I think that's outdated. It's kind of NFL style. It stops the game. It adds a lot of stoppage.
We've got a running clock here.
Yes.
All the other sports that go, the ref physically goes and watches on a little screen to see what happened in the play.
The clock's not
The
running.
clock is stopped for that, but football in general just doesn't have, or it has a running clock, so that doesn't make sense to stop the game like that. The big eye in the skies. Someone else could easily have already reviewed the whole play and just put it in the ref's ear and get the game moving on.
The Premier League doesn't do it. They just have the guy talk to him from the box.
Just set for the ref.
Yeah, and he just tells them the call, and they play on. And man, it's
been a
you're seeing MLS. Season. You're seeing MLS with stoppage times of 7, 6, 7, 8 minutes a lot of times because of that. And I feel like the head refs probably don't really like it that much either. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Do I like VAR when it comes down to it? I say yes. I think they should get rid of the TV on the side. That's my
I'm
feel.
mixed in my opinion about it. I want to say I'm leaning more towards I'm not too happy that it's involved in the game anymore because I'm part of the old school crew that I think it's changing the game too much.
Yeah.
I just like how it was before. Ref calls what he sees, does his best, misses some calls here and there, is what it is.
Yeah.
And the game keeps going on like it has for all of history. But I do agree with you. If it is going to be used, I would like it to be used correctly and the most time-efficient way possible, and that needs to change. So surely someone is involved in the MLS and is a big decision maker and is smarter than us and is already on that.
Not saying a whole lot being smarter than us, but
let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope somebody gets in there and just takes the TV off the field. And I mean, if they keep VAR, they keep VAR, but let's at least get that TV off the field.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for me. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I think that pretty much wraps it up, guys. We just want to engage with you guys, so follow us and tweet us out on our Twitter page. That's twitter.com/Cox and Bry Talk. We'll have that in the description as well. And also on this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, guys. Send us a comment in the comment section and just engage with us. Send us questions.
Yeah,
We'd love to
us,
have questions.
hate us, we don't care.
Whatever you want to talk about, man, we'll talk about it. Send us some questions we can answer for next week. We're looking for good questions you guys want to know the answer to. We're trying to learn as much as we can as well. So, just things that you want to know about that you don't know anything about, we'll talk about them for you. Just let us know.
Yeah.
We'll hit you up.
We're here to learn too. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully we didn't bore you too much. And we'll see you next week.
We'll talk more.
Tune in for those games Wednesday and we'll put another episode out.
Sounds good. See you
All
guys
right,
next
everybody.
week. Take care.